talking about the solids. Solids are a type of matter which have got a definite shape and definite volume. Mainly, we take solid bodies as rigid bodies. A rigid body is a one that doesn't go deformation under the action of an external force, no matter how much the external force is in general. But in reality, when a solid is acted upon by some external force, the solid undergoes some deformation. So, no solid is a perfectly rigid body. When an external force is applied on a solid, it undergoes deformation, but when the external force is removed, it comes back to its original configuration or position. The property by which a solid comes back to its original position or original configuration is called as the property of elasticity. And the deformation caused by the external force is called as elastic deformation. The properties of the solids are the knowledge of the elasticity, the deforming force and the deformation is very vital. That is in construction of bridges, in construction of automobiles, and in construction of ropeways. Because we see that when a solid spring is hung from a support, that undergoes an increase in length, or when an automobile runs over a bridge, there is slight deformation in the bridge. So we must be having the knowledge of these deformations, the elastic behavior of solids, in order to get the perfect constructions of the bridges, of the automobiles and the ropeways. Now the question is, how the solids get back to their original configuration after being deformed. A solid is made up of atoms and molecules. The atoms and molecules are having intermolecular or interatomic forces between them. The interatomic or intermolecular forces can be visualized by the help of springs. Let these springs be interatomic or intermolecular forces. When this solid is deformed, either it is elongated or either it is compressed or either it is pushed tangentially, these springs get deformation. Either they are compressed or either they are elongated. When they are compressed or elongated, a restoring force comes into play which brings that solid, or in this case these springs, to their original configuration or position. So when a solid is compressed or when an external force is exerted upon the solid, due to the intermolecular forces of attraction, there is a restoring force that comes into play which brings the solid back to its original position after being deformed. This is the general view of elastic deformations and elasticity of solids. Discussing about some basic terms about the elasticity, that is what is deforming force, what is elasticity or elastic bodies, what is plasticity and plastic bodies. A deforming force is a force which when applied on a solid changes its configuration or position. The change can be in the volume, the change can be in the shape, the change can be in the length. So when a force is applied on a solid and that causes the change in length, volume or shape, that force is called as deforming force because that deforms the solid. Now elasticity. Elasticity, as already discussed, it is the property of a body to regain its original configuration after the deforming force has been removed. Elastic bodies quickly return to their original configuration. Plastic bodies are those bodies when a deforming force is applied on them, they do not regain their original configuration after the deforming force has been removed. Those are plastic bodies and the property is called as plasticity. The plasticity is defined as the property of a body by which it doesn't regain its original configuration after the deforming force has been removed. Like the elastic bodies are phosphor bones and quartz, mud, putty, or plastic bodies, or da is plastic bodies. No body is either perfectly plastic or perfectly elastic, but the degree of elasticity and plasticity differs. Thank you.